guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be a story time, and honestly I've been wanting to film this video for a really long time, but I haven't really known how to approach it, how to talk about this without offending people, and if it was something that I really wanted to put out there. But it's just been on my heart a lot lately, and I feel like there may be some people out there that need to hear this message. So I want to be the one to share my story with you guys. Maybe some of you guys are going through a similar thing, and you guys will get something out of this, which is what I'm hoping. So getting into the video. So I graduated from high school June 2013, and when it was time to go to college, the school that I committed to was Spelman College. If you guys did not know, I did attend Spelman, which is a historically black all-women's college in Atlanta, Georgia, where I currently live now. That was my dream school. That was my #1 school, and that was the school that if I got in, I was for sure absolutely 1000% going. Like, nothing was going to change my mind about that. So that's what happened. I got in and I paid my money to secure my spot, and I was so happy to go. I was just happy to start this new journey, and just I had been through so much that my senior year, and I was just like, I'm about to go and have a new start, meet new people, pursue my dreams. I'm getting away from Minnesota, which is where I lived beforehand. I was so excited, you guys. It was like the best time of my life. And I just remember I had got an internship that summer at Children's Hospital. I was making really good money. I was saving up so I can buy all of my dorm stuff, and I was so excited. I was making lists every day of everything I needed to get. I was so ready for this new experience. So it became like the last few weeks of my internship, and I was getting ready for people to start moving to their going off to moving to college. And so that's what I was doing, and it was time for me to pay. Spelman College is extremely expensive. I think the tuition is like $45,000 a year, and it's super expensive. They don't give out tons of scholarship. Everyone who gets in is extremely deserving. They're extremely smart, and I just really, I guess, didn't know half of what I know now about paying for school than I knew then. And I guess it really didn't hit me like the reality of how much it was. And so they required us to pay 50% of the first semester's tuition in order to move in. So my original plan of how I was going to pay for school, which I don't want to disclose that because I feel like that's kind of personal, but my original plan of how school was going to be paid for ended up falling through at the last minute. I had no idea this was going to happen. I thought this was a for sure thing, but it ended up falling through at the last minute, and I had already turned down everywhere else, and it was like a week before I needed to go, and I had to figure something out. So I was going crazy trying to call all these places for scholarships and figure things out so I can get enough money to at least move in, and then the rest was going to figure itself out. So long story short, after tears and just stress out of this world, I was able to get all the money I needed to get together in order to move in. So I got my plane ticket, I shipped all my stuff, moved here. Now my mom did already live in Atlanta, which was super helpful. So I came down here a day early. We went and got all my stuff from my dorm. I moved in. I loved my roommate. I had a great time. Honestly, first semester freshman year for me was a dream. It was more than what I could have imagined it to be. It was so worth all the stress of getting all the money together. I was just so genuinely happy. And so, yeah, I was having an absolute ball. And basically, it got closer to winter break. And they were like, okay, you still have this balance for this semester, and then you need to make sure you're on top of paying for next semester, or you're going to have to move out. So, I was talking to my mom and trying to see what was going on, and I didn't have it. I didn't have the money. I didn't have any help. And I just didn't have $10,000 sitting in my pocket to pay for school. So it was kind of something that I ignored a little bit, so I could enjoy my time. And then when time came for the semester to be coming to an end, it got more realistic, because it was a point of saying, hey, if you're not going to move back or come back next semester, you need to let us know, because we need to give your room away. So if we don't give your room away, that means you're going to not only owe us the balance, but you're also going to owe for the next semester. So I said, well, realistically, I'm not even sure how I'm going to get this money to pay the rest of my balance off. So let me just tell them I'm going to go ahead and take a leave of absence. So closer to December, I did have to take a leave of absence from Spelman College. And that was the worst time of my life. And the thing that sucked about having to leave, and it's so crazy because a lot of like my core group of friends, all of them actually from that were in Spelman with me at the time, have all transferred since then. And I think what made it the hardest for me with having to leave was because I had to leave because of something that wasn't in my control. I didn't need to leave because I wasn't doing my work. I was making the grades. I was working hard. I deserved to be there. I earned to be there. I wasn't taking advantage of anything. It was just, I simply couldn't afford it. And that hurt me the most, because it was like, this is my dream literally being ripped away from me because of something I don't have control over. And it was so sad for me. And I just remember like the day that I moved out, it was like the saddest part, like, ever, because for one, it's embarrassing. Like a lot of the kids that go to Spelman, their parents are well off. A lot of them pay out of pocket, so they don't understand what it's like to be on their own and have to pay this much money for school. And it's embarrassing to have to move all of your things out in front of people that are only leaving for winter break, that are coming back. You understand what I'm saying? So it was so hard. Like it was a really tough day. And I remember when I said bye to my roommate, me and her mom and we went out to lunch and we hung out a little bit, and I wasn't leaving until the next day or that night or something. And I just remember when we like said our goodbyes, like me and her are, if you know us, we're not emotional people like at all. And we were like tearing up, and it was just so sad because, you know, this is somebody I was spending every day with. Like this was my best friend, and it felt so real. It just hit me like so hard, and it was such an emotional day. And after I said goodbye, like to all of my friends, it was just so sad. And then the day that I was moving, when I was getting ready to leave, I was saying goodbye to the person I was in the relationship at the time with. That was so difficult. They did not live in state, so not only was I leaving, but this person was going out of town to Alabama where they lived for a month. And we were going through a really tough time already in our relationship. We had already been having a lot of problems, and it was already emotionally draining with that. So it was just so hard because we were both going through so much. And like emotionally, I was a wreck. Like I was such a wreck. I just remember like going home that day and I was crying so much, and I really was depressed. And I don't think anybody that knew me, like my friends and my family, like I felt like nobody understood what I was going through. I felt like everyone just felt like, oh, okay, you had to leave, that's sad, but you'll be okay. And I don't think anybody really realized like how sad and like how hard I actually took it. And like everything that I was going through on top of that, especially with the breakup, because I was going through a breakup at that time. I didn't know that it was a breakup at that time, but it was just emotional. I was crying every single day, at least 3 times a day, like crying myself to sleep. I wasn't talking to people. I was mean. I was moody. Like I was messed up emotionally, and it just made me mad because I felt like nobody understood where I was coming from. And I'll never forget, one of my friends is just like text me and was like, hey, like I understand that you're sad about this, but you need to snap out of it. You need to like buck up. You need to get out of it and, you know, get over it and keep it moving. Like this is not the end of the world for you. And I remember being so mad at her. I was just like, how can she say that? Like that's so like, that is so selfish, you know, like you don't, I felt like nobody understood. Everyone just felt like I was putting this on myself and just keeping myself and making myself sad. But I was really depressed about this, because imagine your world being one way and then a month later you feel like everything's been ripped and taken apart, you know, taken from you, and you feel like your whole world is shattered as you knew it, and you don't know what you're gonna do, and you can't go back to school until you pay this money and all of this stuff. Like that's stressful, like in and of itself. And I feel like unless and until you're in that position, you have no idea what somebody's going through. Like, it was so sad. And I just remember that's when I really started doing YouTube videos. I just remember YouTube being the only thing that I just really enjoyed. And it was weird because for me to have been like so sad and stuff, like I was really like, I just loved YouTube. I was making friends, I was making videos, my quality was crap, but I was enjoying myself. And that, plus my friend kind of telling me I needed to snap out of it, I kind of came to a realization of, okay, you can sit here and you can be sad for the rest of your life, but at the end of the day, you got to start making plans. You're wasting time, you're not productive. And so the entire winter break, I was really sad. And then finally I said, okay, I'm gonna just figure this out. And so I signed up for a community college and I started over. I changed a major to nursing, and honestly, that was that. I started going to a 2-year college. And I just recently transferred to a 4-year university where I attend now. And, you know, I'm still pursuing my dreams and my goals with school. Now I'm at a place where I'm much more content with my pace. But for so long, I beat myself up. The whole 2 years I was at community college, I would tell my best friend, like, this is not what I graduated from high school with the intention of doing. Now, before anyone says anything, there is nothing wrong with 2-year college. A lot of people choose 2-year college before they transfer to a 4-year as their option. Nothing wrong with that. However, that was not the choice I made for myself, and I felt as though I was forced to do something that I didn't want to do, so it was harder for me to accept it. And it took me a long time to realize that. And now I'm at a place where I'm in the year of 2017 where this was my class. I'm supposed to be graduating from undergrad and moving on to, you know, do more things with my life. And I just transferred to a 4-year university. I had to start over, and I had so many issues with transferring. And you know, I still have so much to do. I feel like I'm still so behind, and it was getting to me so badly. And I guess the takeaway from this is going through that experience, a non-traditional college experience, has made me really appreciate it now, like where I'm at now. And I've come to realize that even though, like, when we set plans for ourselves, things don't go the way that plan or you originally intended, it doesn't mean that it's not good for you, it's not a good choice, it's not a good fit, and it doesn't mean that things are not going the way that they're supposed to go. Honestly, I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, and I know that because of what I went through with this, I became such a stronger person, you know. And I just am so happy that today I'm in such a brighter, more positive, better place. And I know that I'm going somewhere, and even though I'm not getting there at the pace that I wanted, I'm still going, and I'm still in school, and I'm still finishing and pursuing my degree. And it doesn't matter when I graduate, as long as I'm doing it and I'm working hard, and that's what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? I'm working, I'm going to school, and I'm getting myself together, and that's what matters. And it just makes me so happy that after being in such a dark place for so long about this, I was able to finally see the positive in it and really turn myself around. So I honestly wanted to share this story with you guys to kind of motivate you and let you know that if you're in a situation where you're not finishing school on time, or you're not at the school you want to be at, or you know, you had to go to a 2-year and you didn't want to, or you think you don't even want to be in school, or whatever, or if it has nothing to do with school and it's a job or it's a love situation, anything, like, I wanted to let you guys know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is more. There is an end result. There is an overall better plan. And though we can't always see or know what those are in advance, we have to trust that God knows, like, what he's doing. And, you know, I feel like God put me through this for a reason, and I know he wouldn't put anything on me that I couldn't handle. And I feel like I'm such a strong person, and I'm so humble now with school. And, you know, I don't take that for granted. Like, college is a privilege for so much of us, and we don't even realize that it's something that we take advantage of. And there's people out here that want to be in school, and you know, they don't have access to it. So I hope that me sharing this story with you guys, you know, it's not for anyone to feel bad for me or anything like that, because honestly, I'm not sad about it anymore. I'm so much better. I'm so much stronger. It's more just to really encourage you and to just kind of share my story. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I hope somebody took something out of this. If one person got a message from this, I would honestly be happy. But just have faith, stay positive, stay humble, and stay focused. Like, don't give up no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I could have gave up a long time ago, and I'm so happy that I didn't. And, you know, I just hope that this motivates you guys. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please share if you guys had any similar stories or anything like that in the comments below. I really would love to read you guys. You guys' comments, and if it's too personal, please email me. Like, I really want to start interacting more with you guys and talking to you guys. But you know, if you have anything, like any questions or anything, leave them in the comments, share your stories. You know, and as always, of course, subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. And I love you guys so very much. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.